What is the best way to tackle problems that we face? And what should we do when problems seem to besiege us from all sides? There was the service engineer of a huge manufacturing house in New York. At night, he received 2 emails from his clients. One was from Nevada, demanding that he reach there tomorrow by the next flight or they would cancel the contract. The second was from Jacksonville, Florida, asking him to reach there at the earliest to solve the problem in the machine that had been purchased. Pondering over what he should do, he went to sleep. Next morning, he received one text message from Bakersfield in California demanding that he reach there at the earliest possible. And the fourth was from Cleveland asking him to reach there immediately. He completed his breakfast, put on his coat, walked out with his briefcase and waved for the taxi. When the taxi driver stopped there, he said, "Sir, where do you wish to go?" This man said, "I don't care. Take me anywhere. I've got problems everywhere." But we all feel sometimes that we have so many problems. As somebody said, "I like to live one day at a time." But recently, many days have attacked me together. That is the reality of life. I once saw a cartoon. The father had stopped the car and got down and was changing the punctured tire. The young child was sitting in the car and peeping out. He was complaining, "Father, why is this happening to us?" The father was responding, "My child, this is life. It is not a TV channel that you just change the channel and get rid of it." So problems are a fact of life. Now, what should we do when we face them? The first one, expect problems to happen. If you have a job, the only way you can justify the job is that you are solving the problems that are arising. So expect problems. When parents have children, they assume that their children will grow up to be the most obedient, the most dedicated and loyal. And when that doesn't happen, they become surprised. Why did you have false expectations? The second one, anticipate problems. In other words, if you are going uphill, you naturally anticipate that the journey will be difficult. Similarly, if you take up a project, anticipate there will be problems that will arise. One child texted his mother from school, "Mommy, failed in algebra. Prepare Dad." His mother texted back, "Dad is prepared. Prepare yourself." That is the anticipation of the problem. Further, face the problem. Don't cover your eyes and say the problem does not exist. There was a very famous commercial that appeared on American television many years ago of the elephant in the room. The TV commercial showed a normal American family with an elephant in the house, and everybody was going about their works as if the elephant did not exist. Now the problem was there, but people were refusing to recognize it as such. And once you face the problem, keep a proper perspective towards it. In other words, think of people who have bigger problems. People come up to me and say, Swamiji, I am so upset. I say, why? 3 days ago, this person said that to me. I say, my, is that the end of the world? Think, if we were born a few decades ago and were participating in the Second World War, what a problem we would have had to face. So, put the problem in its proper perspective. One girl left home to go to college for the first time. She was living in the dormitory there, and after 3 months, she wrote her first letter to her mother. She said, Mommy, I need to confess. 1 month after I reached the dormitory, I made a serious mistake. I stole $50 from my neighbor's cupboard, and with that, I rented a motorcycle. Unfortunately, I had an accident. I drove into a lamppost and broke my thigh bone. But Mommy, there was nothing to worry, because a handsome doctor down the lane took me into his house to nurse me. And Mommy, we have fallen in love. We have decided to get married. And I need to inform you that in the process of nursing me, my husband-to-be has lost his job. So after marriage, we both are going to come and stay with you and Dad. I am sure you will enjoy his company, even though he belongs to a different religious tradition. Now the mother, reading this note, her hair started standing on end. Oh God, what has happened to my darling child? However, the daughter concluded the letter, Really, Mommy, none of this is true. The only thing that has happened is that I have got an F in calculus. I wanted you to see it in the proper perspective. So put the problem in its place. It is not the end of the world. And then the next, learn from it. You see, if to fall in the water is not a problem, but to remain there is the problem. Similarly, to face challenges and obstacles in life is all right, provided we keep learning and we keep growing. I was once walking down the street and I saw a neighbor with his ear swollen walking the other way. I asked him, Champak bhai, what happened to you? He said, Swamiji, I was ironing my clothes and the mobile rang. So unfortunately, I picked up the iron and put it on my ear. That's how the ear got swollen. I said, Champak bhai, how come the other ear is also swollen? He said, Swamiji, that stupid person rang up once again. Now that is not what should happen. You made a mistake, learn and move ahead from it. When we do that, we realize that problems are really opportunities and challenges that provide us the environment to grow from within. Once, a boy learned about how ugly caterpillars transform themselves into butterflies in nature. A few days later, this boy was walking to school when in his garden he discovered on the rose bush a cocoon hanging. He was thrilled. He would soon see the miracle of nature unfolding before his eyes. So every day, while going to school and while returning, he would check out, has the butterfly started emerging? On one Saturday morning, he discovered that there was a little tear in the cocoon. Every hour he would return to check the progress, and by late afternoon, the butterfly had started emerging. He was thrilled, and he was watching that cocoon transfixed. Slowly, the butterfly was tearing apart the cocoon and coming out into the beautiful world. However, halfway through, it seemed to get stuck. The cocoon was bobbing up and down, and the butterfly was not able to push through any further. The child felt pity upon the problems that the butterfly was facing. He ran home, got a pair of scissors, and snipped the cocoon. All problems disappeared. The butterfly dropped to the ground. He thought it will soon fly away, but he found it was squirming around. On looking carefully, he discovered the butterfly's stomach was swollen and the wings were shriveled. He thought this will probably soon correct itself, but he did not realize that now this would never be. That struggle of extricating itself from the cocoon was necessary for the butterfly to squeeze the fluid from its stomach into the wings. Without that challenge, without that hardship, the wings would remain ever shriveled and the stomach would remain swollen. Similarly, the problems that are placed in our life are a way for us to fill our wings for the spiritual flight to sublime heights and divine realization. Unfortunately, like the child, we don't realize that these problems are opportunities for growth. We look for people who can, with their scissors, snip away and take away all our problems, without understanding that it is in facing them that we truly grow, that we grow from within. As somebody said, I prayed to God for courage. He gave me dangers to surmount, that I may grow in courage. I prayed to God for wisdom. He gave me problems to solve, that I may become wise. I prayed to God for strength. He gave me obstacles and hardships to surmount, that I may become strong. I prayed to God for love. He gave me the poor and downtrodden to serve, that I may develop love. My prayers were answered. The prayers were answered not by comfort and ease, but by difficulty and hardship. When we develop this perspective, towards problems, then life is no longer hardship. It becomes a joyous journey of growth, of the unfoldment of the divinity within us, and our ascension to the highest heights of human development.